I know you hear the music in the background. That's right. Yes, I am back, and I'm on a COVID break, even though I don't have COVID. Um, so expect to get videos up the wazoo at least for the next 2 days, at least. At the most, the next 5. But yeah. So, are you guys ready? Cause today I'm going to be using my expansive knowledge of all things, because when I do what ifs, I'm just in the box, right? I'm always in the box. I'm never climbing my way out. So today I'm actually going to do what if Deku was the second son of Kratos. I say second son, not as in second child, because he had a child before Atreus, which means Deku is actually the third child of Kratos. And um I want to say, so like, I want the transition from Kratos to Atreus would be Kratos gets sent to another dimension. This dimension now being the My Hero Academia dimension. Alright, so don't ask me how, he just did, okay? I'll come up with some sort of complicated explanation and then just stick it in the that little next video. But anyways, yes. So he met Inko, and then he started to develop a relationship with her, having a child with Izuku. Now, Izuku's younger than most of the kids he goes to school with. So basically, he goes to school a grade ahead of what his actual age is, because he's so smart. And then from almost like the day he was born, they knew he had a quirk, because he was born with these markings on his arms that went through to his chest and like his torso area. So they immediately knew he was going to have a quirk, but they had no idea what it was. Inko thought it was going to be purely Kratos's, like, I guess, strengths, which is like incredible strength, being very resourceful, the Spartan rage. But I'm also gonna give him Inko's quirks in a sort of implicated kind of way, because Atreus does not have the ability to like make weapons come to him like Kratos does, and I don't think that Izuku would get that. So to substitute for that is her ability to attract small objects. Since Kratos' powers aren't really, a quirk or like a superpower, they're just him being him, a fucking god. So Midoriya's actual quirk is um his actual quirk is his mom's quirk, but like slightly stronger. So Doria grew up being like a stupidly strong kid, like an absolute nutty strong kid. And now he grown up, so he's like, at this point, I'm gonna say he's around 5, right? He's around 5, right? So he's abnormally strong. Bakugo is 6. They're in the same grade though. So Bakugo tries to pick on Deku like he does every day. Deku accidentally releases his Spartan Rage and starts going in on Bakugo. I'm talking about missing teeth, black eyes, the whole 9 yards. Bakugo actually even had like a fracture in his jawbone. So like how much Izuku was hitting him and how hard he was hitting him. He's still a little kid, so even though Kratos could have easily probably snapped his entire like head off, Deku's still like a child, so I'm gonna give him like the benefit of a doubt and say that he wouldn't be able to, not yet at least. So Deku starts to grow up, right? We're gonna do a lot in this video. As you can see, I'm already like in the teenager portion, and it's 5 minutes in because I want to do a lot more on this channel, as you can tell. But anyways, let's get back into the what if. So he grows up, he's 14, while everyone else in his age category, I guess, is, or no, his generation in the canon anime is 15, right? 15, 16. So Izuku is like pretty far behind. It was just a normal summer. His dad was off in the woods doing his thing as he normally would. And Deku decided to go ask his dad about like training and to get stronger. Kratos offered to teach him and figured out like a way to do the same thing he did with Atreus, but like in the My Hero world, since there aren't really giant monsters. Actually, you know the giant mountain guy? He's gonna be like, all right, Izuku, we have to take this down before we can go home or eat. And he's like, wait, are you serious? And he's like, yes. So him and Izuku are fighting, like, I'm gonna call this man fucking the Colossal Titan. So like they were fighting the Colossal Titan, like it steps on them, right? And Deku, being Kratos' son, he has some sort of like specially forged weapon. So Deku has like a shiv, not a dagger, but like a shiv. Yeah, he'll get a dagger eventually, but right now it's more of a shiv, right? So and he has like multiple. He has like dagger 4. So what he does is that he uses his ability, right? And because they were like stuck in trees, because they were like training before, right? And he uses his quirk, right? And they come to his hands, and he starts to scale the giant titan. It tries to kick Izuku off. Izuku uses his god strength and holds on and continues to climb. He was on the beast's chest, and the beast decided to fall over to like sort of flatten Izuku, but Izuku was more resourceful than that. So what he did was he grabbed the giant, by its hair, right? As it was falling, it like kicked his face into the ground. The Colossal Titan was fine for the most part, since it was like falling on the floor to him. So he gets back up and he starts trying to shake Deku off. Deku's riding him like a freaking bull at a rodeo, and then Kratos is like, "Stop playing, Izuku. Time to finish this off." And then all of a sudden, a like really fancy dagger comes out of nowhere. It looks like Sung Jin Woo's dagger from Solo Leveling. It comes out of nowhere. Deku slices off the effigy's arm, and then the effigy goes falling to the ground. And then once it falls to the ground, its arm is nowhere to be found because it's in the air still, as Midoriya is wielding it as sort of a giant sword, which is really not a sword, so I guess like a giant bat. And he smacks the giant with his own arm, leaving it knocked out on the ground and unfortunately bleeding out. I say unfortunate because the cops then show up, and then they're like, "Oh, you just attacked this random guy," and he's like, wait, I can explain. And then Kratos is like, "No, never, I'll take it." And then Kratos goes to jail for Izuku, since Kratos knows like this dimension isn't. Kratos he's not hot-headed. He's strong, but he's also very stoic. So I feel like he would do the time for killing the giant, right? So now, Kratos is in jail, and Izuku is all alone with his mother. So she tells him that he should make friends. And he's like, how am I supposed to do that? And she throws a flyer at him for the UA entrance exams. Now, Izuku's a bit weary at first going to the entrance exams because he didn't know if Bakugo was going to be there, since that was his whole life aspiration. He wanted to become the number one hero to show he was actually better than Izuku, because Izuku fractured his jaw, and he always wanted to become stronger than him since then. So becoming stronger than him was like his entire goal. So he decided to go, despite the constant arguing with his mom. She finally won him over, and he went to the entrance exams. At the entrance exams, he's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. He has his like tattoos covered up, like his the thingies he's born with. He covers those up with like a long sleeve, not quite a jacket, but like one of those thermos. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, comment down below that you know what I'm talking about, right? So he wears like a thermo to cover his. No, he wears. Never mind. He wears like a hoodie, right? He wears like a hoodie that it's like very dark. It's like not see-through at all, because sometimes when he uses his powers, they glow like a lot. So he decided to wear like a very dark hoodie. So now that Izuku's at the entrance exams, he decides to look around. While he's walking, he trips because he was so excited. And this to him was like, you know what, never mind, I'll just die now. And then all of a sudden he started floating, and then he was like, wait, why am I no longer falling towards the ground? And this girl comes to stand in front of him, this brown-haired girl with also brown eyes. I'm sure she had brown eyes, right? And y'all know who I'm talking about, Ochako Uraraka. So Ochako Uraraka, or Ochako, or Uraraka, whatever your preference is, she talks to Deku, and she's like, are you okay? I'm sorry I used my quirk on you without permission. And Izuku is fine with it for the most part, since she kind of saved him. So she doesn't care. He doesn't care. So they get to know each other for like a few minutes, like 5 or so, give or take, 5 minutes 30 seconds, and they learn each other's names. The exchange went like so. Hi, my name is Ochaka Uraka Izuku. Does Kratos have a last name? Yo, wait, does Kratos have a last name, or is it just Kratos? Because I don't think Atreus has a last name either. Then I guess it's just it's just Izuku. And he's like, that's weird. Why is it just Izuku? And then he says, well, because my dad doesn't really have a last name. He said, then why don't you take the last name of your mother? And then he thinks about it. He's like, wait, that actually might work. So he says, well, that means my name is Izuku Midoriya. And he's like, you know what, I like it. It has a nice ring to it. And the entrance exams get started, blah, blah, blah. Tests, written tests, blah, blah, blah. Robots. They get to fighting the robots, right? Okay, so like 3, 2. There is no countdown to the real battle. Go. Izuku slicing and dicing and smashing and crashing robots left and right until the behemoth comes out. He sits there and stares in fear and in shock because of the PTS he had when fighting against the Colossal Titan. So the 0-pointer comes out and it almost runs over Izuku because he's having PTSD, but he remembers that is also the reason his father's in jail. So he starts to slowly fall down, and then Ochako's like, hey Izuku, get up. And then he's like, Ochako, and then he like his jacket, no, his hoodie, it like fades off of him. Kind of like Dragon Ball Z Ultra Instinct, where he's like kind of like too savage for mortal clothing, so it just like fades off of him. So, his hoodie comes off of him. So motherfucker, bare chest, tattoos, you already know it. They're glowing like a hot green. You know what I'm saying? Like a very bright green. And he goes up. He starts to, jump from building to building, getting up to the robot's height, and calling his dagger up from the. Oh no! Actually, no. He uses his Spartan rage, punching the robot in the face. And here's the thing, it completely eviscerates the head. Unlike he did in canon, this is much stronger than actually what he did in canon. He punches it, and it like his whole, he made a hole like right through it. And I know this is not accurate to their power scaling or whatever, but hey, it's a what if. I like Kratos more than I like All Might, and that's facts. So and I like Kratos being a god more than One for All. Anyways, so yeah, he punches a hole right through the robot. He gets hero points. He also gets first place for regular points as well. So Izuku is automatically sected in. Like, they even told him at the front gate that, like, as he was leaving to go home, hey kid, you're accepted in. And he's like, wait, don't I have to wait to get my acceptance letter? And then they're like, no, you're in. He's like, okay. He goes home. He tells his mom the good news. They celebrate by eating a lot, because I feel gods eat a lot. That could just be me. But yes, they eat an abundance of food. And then when Izuku goes back to school with the other kids, right, he's still 14 while everybody else is 15, 16. So he feels kind of out of place knowing this, so he doesn't tell anyone his age, but he's just like, hey, everyone flocks to him like he's a celebrity going into like a mall or something. He is flocked with like girls, even some boys. I'm not judging, Aoyama's are over there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's kind of he kind of like a celebrity among the students. Even in 1B, if they heard the commotion in 1A, they're like, what is going on in there? And they come in there just to see Midoriya. He's like, well, my quirk is, and because they ask him what his quirk is, and he's like, my quirk is magnetism. I can attract objects to my hand. And they're like, any object? He's like, yes. It was like, but like, that doesn't magnify your strength. He's like, oh, that's my natural strength. Everyone looks at him like he's crazy. And then someone starts laughing. He's like, oh, this must be a joke. He's like, no, seriously, I don't have any other quirks besides my magnetism quirk. And everyone is stunned at his natural speed and strength. And his speed could be enhanced by his magnetism quirk, considering he can pull himself towards stuff. He can also pull stuff towards him. So there's something there. So they weren't as shocked by the speed, but the just brute strength. You have to put a hole through a solid metal kind of container. So he starts to get acquainted with everybody, and then Eraserhead is like, okay, now's not the time for chit chat. It's time for the quirk assessment test. And he's like, well, we just took an entry exam. Hey, there's no time to wait in like real world. So he takes them outside. Midoriya has the farthest throw, only second to, actually no, he has the second farthest because Uraraka has infinity. Bakugo has third, and Midoriya has second. He is also he's the first fastest. I'm gonna give that to him instead of Ida because I want to, okay? And the side to side volley, like the side to side shit. I'm gonna have to give that to Mineta. Mineta comes first in that. Second, probably Bakugo. Third, who'll be third? Ida, maybe. And then coming in at fourth would be Deku. So all around, Deku probably got like second place. Nah, he got first. All around, Deku got first place, so he was not the one to be expelled. And this time, he actually expels Mineta, which causes him to go to the villain side. Yes, we are having villain Mineta in this story, but you're gonna have to wait for that, right? Because that's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I was a lot more fluent in this video. I didn't stutter nearly as much as I do in my normal videos. So I hope you guys liked it, and love you. No homo.